distance, intercept, center of inside the circle. Perimeter of polygon is sum of all side lengths representing boundary distance. Area of parallelogram is base and multiplied by
natural number. Positive integer is called natural number. Whole number. The non-negative integer is called whole number. HCF, the highest common factor, 2 or more number is called HCF. Should, the non-perfect square under the root is called should. Arc, the part of a circumference of a circle is called arc. Sector of circle, region enclosed by 2 radii. Arc between them is called sector of circle. Equation of line, an equation representing all point of line is called equation of line. Graph of linear equation, the graph showing all solution of a linear equation in 2 variables is called the graph of linear equation. Histogram, the bar graph representing frequency in grouped data with no gap between the bar is called histogram. Pie chart, the circular chart representing data proportionally is called pie chart.
Like terms the same variable raised to the same power are called like terms, unlike terms with different variables or powers are called unlike terms. Factorial, the product of all positive integers up to number n is called factorial. Factorization method, solving a quadratic equation by writing just a factor of, by writing it as a product of linear factors is called factorization method. Formula method, solving a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula is called formula method. Linear equation and equation of degree is 1 is called linear equation. Linear equation in 2 variables. And it is the terminated as ax plus by plus c equal to 0, where a factorial equal to 0, b factorial equal to 0 is called linear equation in 2 variables. Pairs of linear equation in 2 variables. 2 linear equations with the same 2 variables are called pair of linear equation in 2 variables. Solution of linear equation. Values of variables satisfying the equation are called solution of linear equation. Solution of linear equation in 2 variables. Values of variables satisfying both the equations simultaneously are called solution of linear equation in 2 variables.
Let's say a side angle side, 2 side and the included angle of one triangle are equal to the corresponding parts of another triangle. KS A angle side angle 2 angle and the included side of one triangle are equal to the corresponding parts of another triangle. AS angle side 2 angle and the non-included side of one triangle are equal to the corresponding parts of another triangle. Divisibility rule for number 2. If the unit digit of the number is multiply of 2, divisibility rule for number 3. If the sum of the digit is multiply of 3, divisibility rule for number 4. If the last 2 digit of the number are multiply of 4, divisibility rule for number 5. If the unit digit is 0 or 5, divisibility rule for number 6. If it is divisible by both 2 and 3, divisibility rule for number 8. If the last 3 digit of the number is multiply of 8, divisibility rule for number 9. If the sum of the digit is divisible by 9. Thank you.
In a parallelogram, each divide parallelogram into runs of same area. In a parallelogram, handled by parallelogram rectangle. In a parallelogram, some angles equal to 360 degrees. In a rectangle, which all angles are 12. In a rectangle, In a rectangle, angle is bisected parallel from rectangle. In a rectangle, right side equal in a rectangle, opposite side unequal in a rectangle, adjacent side unequal in a rectangle, adjacent side sum is 180 degree. Zero property of division. Division by zero is not defined. Meaning of your zero property of division. Division by zero is not defined. Median of your triangle. PDF triangle is a line segment joining a vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. And altitude of triangle is the shortest distance from the vertex to the opposite side of your triangle. Angular bisector. An angular bisector or a line which divides the angle into two equal parts. A perpendicular bisector of a line segment is a line that is perpendicular to the segment and passes through its midpoint. Congruent. Two line segments are congruent if and only if they have same length. Intersecting lines. Intersecting lines are two or more lines that cross each other at single point. Point of intersection. Point of intersection. A single common point shared by all the intersecting lines. Point of congruency. Centroid. Centroid is the point of congruency of the three median of the triangle. Orthocenter. Orthocenter is the point of congruency of the three altitude of triangle. Right. Closure property of subtraction. Closure property of subtraction. Closure property of subtraction. Subtraction is the closure property of addition. The sum of any two integers is always an integer. Communicative property of subtraction. Subtraction is the not communicative proportion of an integer. Closure property of subtraction. An integer is always an integer. Associative property of addition. The sum of any two integers is always an integer. Closure property of subtraction. Every integer has opposite number that makes sum is 0. Closure property of subtraction. Subtraction is the difference of any two integers is always an integer. Communicative property of subtraction. Communicative property of subtraction. Subtraction is not communicative. Not communicative. Not communicative. Identity property of subtraction. Subtracting 0. Profit sharing ratio of information time ratio of angle measuring ratio of Ratio of side sides for triangles. Similarly, corresponding side ratio of similarly profit radio tripod kg to information time production
consumption rate,
kg Thank you, sir. Hemisphere of a sphere is called hemisphere surface area. The total area of all surface of a soil is called the surface area, Latinum surface area. The area of the curved surface of a soil is called Latinum surface area, total surface area. Sum of Latinum surface area and base area of a soil is called total surface area. Volume, the amount of space occupied by a soil is called volume. Perimeter, the distance around a closed figure is called perimeter area. The measure of surface covered by a figure is called area. Clocks plane, a plane with the x-axis and the y-axis is called clocks plane. Gangoring circle, the circle of state to be gangoring if there are some abscissa. The coordinate of a point in clocks plane is called the abscissa. Symmetry. A figure has line symmetry if it can be folded into equal halfways. Lines of symmetry of a rhombus true. Lines of symmetry of a parallelogram no. Lines of symmetry of a isosceles trapezium one line of symmetry. Lines of symmetry of a kite one line of symmetry. Lines of symmetry of a arrowhead one line of symmetry. Lines of symmetry of a semicircle one line of symmetry. Lines of symmetry of a circle infinite number of lines. Lines of symmetry of a equilateral triangle 3 line of symmetry. Lines of symmetry of a square 4 line of symmetry. Double paragraph, so two set of data, two graph conversion, internal angle bisected theorem, internal angle bisected angle of triangle divided the opposite side in the ratio of the side containing line of sight, the distance from eye of object to object, angle of elevation, angle between line of sight 2 and horizontal when object is above levels, angle of depression, angle between line of sight 2 and horizontal when object is below levels. SAS similarities into triangles, one pair of corresponding angles are proportional and including angles are equals. SAS similarities, corresponding sides are to triangles are proportional. Variance, average of square distance from mean. Standard deviations, square root of variance. Relation, a relation is a connection associated between the elements of two sets. Thank you. Adjacent sides of the quadrant, two sets have a common vertex. Opposite angle, two angle have no common arm. Adjacent angle, two angle have one common arm. Different principles, the sum of money length are in each for a created period is called a is called a principal different interest. The extra money paid for borrowed, it is called a rate of interest. Rate of interest, the principal charge or interest, the percent of principal charge or earned as interest are you interested? It is called rate of interest. Rate and the duration for each money borrowed or interested is called the time. Overhead change, the extra expenditure on purchasing articles apart from actual cost price. A planetic side regular convex polyhedron. In a planetic side, all edges are of equal length. Thank you.
Common interest equal to amount minus principal, profit equal to selling price minus cost price, selling price profit equal to profit plus cost price, cost price profit equal to selling price minus profit, loss equal to cost price minus selling price profit, cost price loss equal to loss plus selling price loss equal to cost price minus loss, profit percentage equal to profit upon cost price into 100, loss percentage equal to loss upon cost price into 100, speed equal to distance upon time. Thank you.
Sin theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse, tan theta is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse, cos theta is equal to hypotenuse by adjacent, tan theta is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse, cot theta is equal to adjacent by opposite, secant theta is equal to hypotenuse by adjacent side to theta, cosecant theta is equal to hypotenuse by opposite side to theta by hypotenuse, sin theta is equal to 1 by cos theta is equal to 1 by sin theta, sin cosecant theta is equal to 1, cos theta is equal to 1 by secant theta.
The circumcenter is the point of congruency of the three perpendicular bisectors of the sides of a triangle. Circumcircle. The circumcenter is the center of the circumcircle, the unique circle that passes through all three vertices of the triangle. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal and parallel. In a parallelogram, adjacent sides are unequal. In a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. In a parallelogram, adjacent angles are unequal. In a parallelogram, adjacent angle sum is 180. In a parallelogram, the diagonals divides each other equally. In a parallelogram, the diagonals are unequal. In a parallelogram, the diagonals are divides parallelogram into two congruent triangles.
Equalization relation, a relation that is reflective and transitive simulation. Partial order relation, a relation that is reflective, antisymmetric and simulation. Empty relation, no elements are related. Universal relation, every element of A is related. Every element of B. Comparing quantity. Definition. Comparing quantity means analyzing two or more values, understanding their relationship, difference or proportion. Ratio definition. Definition means analyzing. Ratio definition means comparing two quantities. Proportion definition. Ratio is equal. Percentage definition. The ratio or fraction expressed out of 100.
In a platonic solid, all faces are congruent. In a platonic solid, all angles are of equal measures. That are a solid with four equilateral triangular faces. It has 4 vertices and 6 edges. Cube. Are a solid with 8
6 equal to triangle equal square faces. It has 8 vertices and 12 edges. After a solid with 8 equal to triangle faces, it has 6 vertices and 12 edges. Dodecahedron, a solid with 12 regular pentagonal faces, it has 20 vertices and 80 edges. Icosahedron, a solid with 12 vertices and 80 edges. Rational number or number line. A rational number represented as a point on a number line is called rational number or number line. Irrational number, a number that cannot be expressed as a fraction is called an irrational number. Integer, a number with a fractional part is called an integer. Thank you. So H are done a solid with cube. H are done a solid with 6 equal square faces. It has 8 vertices and 12 edges.
A right pyramid who above directly above the center of its base. A regular pyramid, a pyramid with a regular base of regular base, a permanent with a permanent regular base, a permanent with a coordinate base, a permanent with a quadrilateral base, a marked price, mark base is here. Mark base is the articular is the articular is the mark base is the articular is the articular is the selling base. The articular is a marked by selling price. A marked selling price is the marked selling price. The marked selling price. The marked selling price. The price at which the price at which the articular is marked is solved. A price at marked cost price. A price at marked cost price. Market cost price is a price at which the articular is both thing the discount, the market price, selling price, the selling price, the market price, discount the percentage value total value into 100.
Closure property of subtraction. The sum of any two integers is always an integer. Communicative property of subtraction. Changing the order of an integer does not change the sum. Associative property of subtraction. Changing the grouping of an integer does not change the sum. Additive identity of addition. 0 is the additive identity. Adding 0 to any integer, it gives same integer. Additive inversely of addition. Every integer has opposite number that makes sum is 0. Closure property of subtraction. The difference of any two integers is always an integer. Communicative property of subtraction. Subtraction is a non-communicative
equal to product of two numbers. Prime number has two factors. Composite number has more than two factors. Fraction equal to numerator by denominator. Proper fraction numerator less than denominator. Improper fraction numerator greater than equal to denominator. Mixed fraction whole plus fraction. Equivalent fraction multiple top and bottom by same number. Half equal to 1 by 2, 1/3 equal to 1 by 3, 1/4 equal to 1 by 4. Whole equal to denominator by denominator. Fraction of a number equal to number into fraction. Only even prime number 2, 1 less than a number a minus 1, 1 more than a number a plus 1, 10's place value digit into 10, 100's place value digit into 100, 1000's place value digit into 1000, expanded form, sum of the place value, standard form, normal number form, comparison uses greater than, less than, equal to, equal numbers have same value, 0 has place value 0, 1 rupee coin 1 rupees, 5 rupee coin 5 rupees, 10 note 10 rupees, 100 note 100 rupees, total price equal to price of item into number of item. Thank you, ma'am. Addition order theorem: when two or more numbers are added to the order does not change the sum. For example, 5 plus 7 is equal to 7 plus 5. This rule helps in quick addition. Grouping addition theorem: numbers can be grouped in different ways while adding and the answer will remain the same. For example, bracket 2 plus 3 bracket plus 4 is equal to 2 plus bracket 3 plus 4 bracket. Zero addition theorem: when 0 is added to any number, the value of the number remains unchanged. For example, 9 plus 0 equal to 9. 0 has no effect in addition. Bigger minus smaller theorem: in subtraction, the larger number should be written first. Subtracting a smaller number from a larger number gives a correct and positive answer. Subtracting 0 theorem: when 0 is subtracted from any number, the number remains the same. For example, 12 minus 0 equal to 12. 0 does not change. Subtraction results. Angle whose measure is exactly 90 degree is called right angle. An angle whose measure is greater than 90 degree and less than 180 degree is called obtuse angle. An angle whose measure is exactly 180 degree is called straight angle. An angle whose measure is greater than 180 degree and less than 360 degree is called reflex angle. Two angles are called complementary angle if their sum is 90 degree. Two angles are called supplementary angle if their sum is 180 degree. The sum of all angles at a point is 360 degree. 1 centimeter equal to 1 by 100 meter. 1 centimeter equal to 0.01 meter. 1 meter equal to 1 by 1000 kilometers. Thank you. Picture graph. Use picture to show data. Bar with in-bar graph. All bars must have the same width. Scale reading. Scale helps measure length and weight correctly. Logical thinking theorem. Math improve logical thinking. Solving step by step helps students think clearly and correctly. Word problem theorem. Word problems need careful reading. Understanding the story helps choose the correct math operation.
Vector resulting in 3D. Resultant vector obtained by summing multiple vectors in 3 dimensions, components along XYZ axis added, magnitude and direction computed for application in physics and mechanics. Vector additions graphical method. Vector added by drawing them tip to tail. Resultant vector represent from start point of first to tip of last vector. Intuitive approach for visual understanding. Vector subtraction graphical method. Subtract vector B from A by reversing B and performing tip to tail additions. Resultant represent related displacement or difference in quantities. Vector multiplication by scalar. Scalar multiplication by changes magnitude proportionally. Reverse direction in scalar negative, preserve direction is positive, essential in scaling, forces and physics applications. Unit vector calculations. Unit vector along A calculated by dividing A by its magnitude produces vector of length 1 pointing in original vector's direction. Vector multiplication. Vector multiplication by scalar. Scalar multiplication by changes magnitude proportionally. Reverse direction is scalar negative. Preserve direction is positive. Essential in scaling, forces and physics applications. Unit vector calculations. Unit vector along A calculated by dividing A by its magnitude produces vector of length in original vector's direction.
Solving right angle triangles. Right angle triangles are solved using trigonometric ratios, Pythagoras theorem or inverse functions to find unknown sides and angles, essentially in real world applications like navigations or architecture. Angles in standard position. An angle in a standard position when a vertex is at origin, initial sides along positive x-axis, terminal sides differ its magnitude in degree or radians. Coterminal angles. Angles differing by the multiples of 360 degree or 2 pi radians having same terminal sides. Coterminal angles are used to find equivalent angles in all trigonometric calculations. Reference angle. Reference angle is the acute angle formed by the terminal sides of a given angle with x-axis helps to determining sine, cosine, tangent values in all quadrants. Trigonometric ratios in all quadrants. Sine, cosine, tangent and their reciprocal signs have depending on the quadrant mnemonic. All students take calculus helps to remember positive ratios in each quadrant.
Opposite side. In a right angle triangle, opposite is the side opposite to the angle under consideration used in calculating sine and tangent ratios in trigonometric problem. Adjacent side, the side next to the given angle in a right triangle excluding the hypotenuse used in calculating cosine and tangent ratios in solving various trigonometric equation. Law of sine. Law of sine states that the ratio of length of the sine to the side of its opposite angle is constant for all the sides in any triangle. Law of cosine. Law of cosine generalizes the Pythagoras theorem for all triangles. The square of one side equals the square of one side equals the sum of square of others minus twice the product of the cosine of included angle. Trigonometric equation. Trigonometric equation involves the trigonometric function of variables. Is solved to find all possible angles and is satisfying the equality and methods included identities, factorization and algebraic manipulation. Trigonometric equation involves trigonometric function of variables and is solved to find all possible angles satisfying the equality. Methods included identities, factorization and algebraic manipulation.
Linear differential equation. First order linear equation has formed dy by dx plus p of x into y is equal to q of x. Solved using integrating factor method common in physics and economics. Integrating factor method. Equation m of x comma y into dx plus n of x comma y into dy is equal to 0 is exact if dou m by dou y is equal to dou n by dou x. Solution obtained from potential function f of x comma y is equal to constant.
Homogeneous differential equation. Equation small f of y by x or capital F of x comma y is equal to constant. Solved using substitution y is equal to vx, standard method in calculus, particular solution of differential equation. Solution satisfying initial or boundary condition used in applied problem. Solutions are linear differential equation. First order linear equation has formed dy by dx plus p of x into y is equal to q of x, solved using integrating factor method common in physics and economics. Integrating factor method solves first order linear differential equation by multiplying both sides with a suitable factor. Mu of x equal to e power integration of p of x into dx. Simplify solution. Exact differential equation. Equation m of x comma y into dx plus n of x comma y into dy is equal to 0 is exact if dou m by dou y equal to dou n by dou x. Solution obtained from potential function f of x comma y is equal to constant. Homogeneous differential equation. Equation small f of y by x or capital F of tx comma ty is equal to 0. Solved using substitution y is equal to vx, standard method in calculus, particular solution of a differential equation. Solution satisfying initial or boundary condition used in an applied problem to find the specific behavior of system.
Trigonometric form of a complex number. Complex number can be expressed as r into cos theta plus I into sin theta, called trigonometric forms. Simplifies multiplication, division and De Moivre's theorem application. De Moivre's theorem for a complex number in trigonometric form. Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta, used to find powers and roots of a complex number efficiently. Root of unity, nth root of unity of a complex solution, x power n is equal to 1, evenly distributed in the unit circle in the complex plane, distributed in the unit circle in the complex plane. Used to find sides and angles of a sides and angle of a ratios. Sum of angle of a triangle, sum of angle of interior triangles equal 180 degree. Trigonometry applies to find unknown sides or angles using sine, cosines or tangent ratio. Area of a triangle using trigonometry. Area can be calculated as 1 by 2 AB sin C, where A and B are sides and C is a included angle using non-right triangle. Question 80. Quotient entity relates tangent and cotangent function to sine and cosine. Such as tangent being sine divided by cosine, providing essential relationship for solving trigonometric problems. Pythagorean entity states that the square of sine and cosine of an angle comes to 1, forming the basis for main trigonometric simplification and equation in mathematics. Angle of elevation is the angle formed between the horizontal and the line of sight to an object above the observer. It is used to calculate heights and distances. Angle of depression is the angle formed between the horizontal and the line of sight to an object below the observer. Widely used in real life surveying and navigation. Hypotenuse is the longest side of a right angle triangle opposite to a right angle, and used in defining trigonometric ratios and obtaining the Pythagoras theorem effectively.
Trigonometric ratio is the ratio of two sides of right angle triangle. The angle to example includes sine, cosine, tan, formation of forming foundation of trigonometry. Sine of an angle in right angle triangle is the ratio of length of side opposite the angle to hypotenuse. Fundamental in solving triangle problems. Cosine of an angle is the ratio of adjacent side to hypotenuse. It is essential in calculating distance and solving angles. Tangent of an angle is the ratio of opposite side to adjacent side in a right triangle. It is the tangent function helped model slope and application angle in application. Cotangent of an angle is the reciprocal of tangent, representing the ratio of opposite side to adjacent side. It is frequently used to simplifying the trigonometric expression and the equations.
Abelian group with commutative property, order of operation does not matter. Example, integers under addition, important algebra concept, ring set with two operations, addition and multiplication, defined specific properties used in advanced algebra. Field set where division is possible, has addition and multiplication, used in higher field set with two operations, addition and multiplication defined. Follow specific properties used in advanced algebra. Integral domain, set where division is possible, multiplication is commutative. Example, real numbers, important algebra system, zero divisor, a product of two non-zero element is zero, existing sum rings, not present in integral domain, important property. Period is the length of one complete cycle of a trigonometric function. Sine and cosine function have period 2π, while tangent has pi fundamental in graph analysis. Phase shift is the horizontal translation of a trigonometric graph. It represents the angle by which the function is shifted, left or right altering the starting point. Vertical shift is the upward or downward movement of a graph of a trigonometric function. Y is equal to sin x plus k, shifts k units vertically, changing the midline position. Trigonometric equation with multiple angles. Equations like sin 2x is equal to root 3 by 2 require using identities and algebra to solve. They have multiple interval of solutions within specified interval. Crucial in CBSE exams. Inverse trigonometric functions such as arcsine, arccos, arctan provide the angle corresponding to a given ratio. They reverse the trigonometric function and are important in solving equations. Sum to product formula. Sin A plus sin B is equal to 2 sin A plus B by 2 cos A minus B by 2. Used in transforming sums into products for easier evaluation in trigonometric expressions. Sum to product formula cosine. Cos A plus cos B is equal to 2 cos A plus B by 2 cos A minus B by 2. Helps simplify and calculate the sums of cosines efficiently in algebraic trigonometric problems. Product to sum formula. 2 sin A cos B is equal to sin A plus B plus sin A minus B. Converts the products of function into sums efficiently in integration, simplification and problem solving. Sum to product formula cosine 2 cos A cos B is equal to cos A plus B cos A minus B. Enables easier manipulation of expressions by converting problems into sums and or difference of cosines. Trigonometric ratios of standard angles. Ratios of angles 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree are fixed and widely used. Sine, cosine and tangent values are memorized for quick calculations and problem solving. So rank the number of linear independent rows in a matrix equal column rank, fundamental in determining solution properties of linear system. Column rank. The number of linear independent column equal row rank indicates dimension of column space and system solubility. Augmented matrix rank. Rank of augmented matrix A by B determines the consistency of linear system. Rank equality with coefficient matrix indicates at least one solution exists. Matrix partitioning. Dividing a matrix into submatrix for simplification used in block operation, determinant calculation and matrixing efficiently. Star complement. Dividing a matrix into submatrix indicates functions simplification and matrix inversion efficiently. Thank you.
Partial fraction. Decompositions of rational functions into sum of simpler fractions used to integrate complex rational expressions efficiently in calculus. Definite integral properties. Properties include linearity, additivity over interval and reversal of limits. Simplify evaluations of definite integrals in calculus applications. Area between curves. Area between y is equal to f of x and y is equal to g of x over interval integrate. Over integral is integral a to b modulus of f of x minus g of x into dx applied in geometry, physics and economics. Area in polar coordinates. Area enclosed by curve r is equal to f of theta is 1 by 2 integrate alpha to beta f of theta whole square into d theta. Used in calculus problems involving circular or polar geometrics. Volume of solids by integrations. Volume generated by revolving curve about axis is computed using integration pi into f of x whole square into dx or this conversion method critical in engineering and physical application. By the key function, it is both 1, 1 and 1, 2. Every input has a unit output. Inverse function exists used in higher algebra. Binary operation. It combines two elements. Every result in same set. Example, addition on real numbers. Used in higher algebra structure. Closure property. Result remains in same set. Applies to operation a plus b plus c, b plus c plus c. Associative property. Associative property. Grouping does not change result. Apply to addition and multiplication. A plus b plus c is equal to a plus b plus c using in simplification. Associative commutative property. Order does not change result. A plus b plus is equal to b plus a. Applies to addition and multiplication. Important algebra rules. Positive define matrix. A matrix A is positive define if X stands for positive define matrix. Matrix A is positive define if X stands for AX is greater than 0 for all non-zero vector X used in quadratic form and optimization. Negative define matrix. Negative define matrix. Matrix A is negative define if X stands for AX is less than 0 for all non-zero vectors X used in optimization and stability analysis. Rank 1 matrix. A rank 1 matrix. Matrix with rank 1 can be expressed as outer product of two vectors used in matrix factorization and approximation. Low rank matrix. Approximation of matrix with row rank matrix can be expressed as data compression
signal processing and stability analysis. Thank you.
Polynomial equation. A equation involving polynomial degree depends on a higher power. Example, x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. X square minus 3 is equal to 0. X square minus 3 is equal to 0. Graph used in straight line linear polynomial as one linear polynomial of degree 1 general form ax plus b as one root graph in straight line quadratic polynomial of degree 2 general form ax square plus bx plus c has two root used in widely in exam. Cubic polynomial of degree 3 highest power is 3 as 3 root graph in straight line. Constant polynomial of degree 0 value is constant. Example 5 simplest polynomial. Non-commutativity of matrix multiplication. In general, AB is not equal to BA. Not equal to BA. Order matters in multiplication. Important in linear algebra, transformation and system of equation. Associativity of matrix multiplication. Matrix multiplication is associative. A into BC is equal to A into BC. Essential property for simplifying expression and solving linear algebra problem. Distributive property. Matrix multiplication distributes over the addition. A into B plus C is equal to AB plus AC. Key property in algebraic manipulation and proof. Elementary matrix obtained by performing single elementary row operation on identity matrix used to represent computation and operation and compute inverses. Invertible matrix. Square matrix have an inverse. Allow solving Ax is equal to B uniquely using X is equal to A inverse B and in central in linear system. Scalar to prove properties. Invariant under cyclic permutation. Zero effort of group are used to volume calculation and beta proof. Beta proof expansions. Identify A cross into B cross into C equal to B into A dot C minus C into A dot B. Simplifies calculation and expressions. Perpendicular in compound 3D space. Cross by direction done by the right hand ruler. Perpendicular to the plane cannoning by vector. Magnitude area of a paragon formed. Cross product modulus A cross B equal to modulus A modulus B sin theta represent area of a paragon formed. Zero effort of parallel. Cross product properties, anti-commutative distributives, scalar associative, fundamental in torque, angular momentum, and periodic algebra.
Give us 1 minute. Please. 348 is done. 1464. 1464. 417. 306, 307.
Vector representation in space. Vector in space R is equal to x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap represent position, displacement or force in three-dimensional coordinate system. Vector projection on plane. Projection of vector onto plane obtained by subtracting component along plane normal used in mechanics, geometry and force decomposition. Vector rejection on plane. Component of vector perpendicular to plane obtained by subtracting projection from original vector, essential for analyzing perpendicular forces. Vector line equation using direction cosine. Line represented as x minus x naught divided by L is equal to y minus y naught divided by m is equal to z minus z naught divided by n. L, m, n are direction cosines. R naught is positive vector on line. Vector plane equation using normal. Plane defined as n into r minus r naught is equal to 0. Vector r satisfies plane equation. N is normal vector. R naught any point on plane.
70 number. How am I getting this number again? See?
Secant. The secant of an angle is the reciprocal of a cosine equal to hypotenuse divided by adjacent. Secant. The secant of an angle is the reciprocal of a cosine equal to hypotenuse divided by adjacent side. Secant functions are used for solving complex trigonometric problems. Cosecant. The cosecant of an angle is the reciprocal of a sine defined as hypotenuse divided by opposite side. It is important for the evaluating trigonometric expressions and solve understanding triangle properties. Pythagoras theorem linear right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse equal to sum of the square of the other two sides. This theorem is crucial for the calculating side length using trigonometry. Trigonometric identities. Trigonometric identities is the equation involving in the trigonometric functions that is true for all values of the variable. Identities help simplify expressions and solve equation efficiently. Reciprocal identity. Reciprocal identity is the trigonometric functions reciprocal such as each other. Cosecant being 1 by sin, secant being 1 by cosine, and cotangent being 1 by tangent. Simplify computation in trigonometry.
Optimization problems. Finding maximum revenue of a function in the regular context uses derivatives critical in economics, physics and engineering. Q sketching uses derivatives, concavity experiment as going to draw accurate graph function. Determine where the function is upward and downward. To draw accurate graph function. Multiple the calculus concept. Concavity and inflection in applied problems. Determine where the function curves upward and downward. Helps in analyzing trends and behaviors, physics, economics and data science. Arc length in parametric form. L equal to integration root dx by dt whole square plus dy by dt whole square dt. Extend the surface area calculus to the parametric useful in mechanics. Surface area in parametric form. S equal to root 2 pi y integration dx by dt whole square plus dy by dt whole square dt. Extend the surface area calculation to the parametric use.
Determinant of a matrix, the scalar value computed from the square value. Scalar value computed from the square matrix representing area, volume or scaling factor of the linear transformation denoted as determinant of A. Number A, cofactor of an element. Cofactor of an element Aij is in the matrix is and from power I plus j times of linear j times of determinant of submatrix obtained by I through on the jth column adjoint or adjacent of a matrix transpose of cofactor matrix, transpose of cofactor matrix used in computing inverse of square matrix and solving linear system. Inverse of matrix when matrix B is inverse of A, if AB equal to BA equal to I, crucial for solving linear system and transformation. Singular matrix. The square matrix whose determinant is equal to 0, inverse does not exist, used in linear, important in linear algebra and system solubility.
Exponential form of complex number. Euler's formula gives e power I theta equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. Simplifies powers, roots, series expansion in trigonometry and calculus, rotation of axis, transforming coordinates using trigonometric rotation, often using x dash equal to x cos theta plus y sin theta, applied in conics, coordinate geometry and mechanics. Trigonometric identities for transformation, used to convert sums to products, product to sums or multiple angles into simpler forms, aiding in solving complex equations. Radian measuring circular motion. Radian measuring circular motion. It relates arc length to the radius. Essential in angular velocity, periodic motion and and higher mathematics. Angular velocity, rate of change of angular displacement with respect to time, omega equal to d theta divided by dt. Fundamental in physics and fundamental in physics and applied to trigonometry.
Derivatives are only function. Find DUDS or additional industry, then differential both with respect to x and solve DUDS equivalent analysis. Higher order partial derivation, higher order partial derivation discrimination, derivation concavity, BA and multivariable function, but in physics and optimization. Later theorem for conditional differential function, mixed partial derivation equal to dou square w by dou y dou s equal to dou square w by dou s dou y, used in multivariable calculus. Taylor series of multivariables. Special case of Taylor series at origin, mixed partial derivation equal to dou square w dou y dou. Taylor series of multivariables. Function exponent point sum of partial derivatives, approximate function locally, essential multivariable analysis, Maclaurin series of multivariables, association Taylor series at origin, Taylor series at origin, used to approximate multivariable function and applied to solve problems.
Non-zero matrix, square matrix with non-zero determinant, inverse successive used in solving system of equation and transformation, system of matrix and transformation, elementary operation operating the row switching, scalar multiplication, row addition. It is used to solve simplify matrices on system of equation, row equivalent form, matrix in row equivalent leading ones and rows and zeros below. It is used to solve system of equation and Gaussian elimination, reduce row equivalent form, matrix in row equivalent form leading ones and zeros above and below. It is used to solve system of solution completely. rank of matrix, linearly independent rows and column. It is the dimensions of a vector space spanned by rows and column indicate the importance of system solvability. Sine rule for triangle, the law of sine relates side and angle. The A by sin A equal to B by sin B equal to C by sin C. Solves applicable triangle and is applicable in navigation surveying. Cosine rule for triangle, the law of sines. C square is equal to A square plus B square minus 2AB cos C. Helps also triangle when two sides and included angle of three sides are known. Trigonometric formulas for height and distance. Height and distance are calculated by using angle of elevation and depression. Trigonometric ratios and right angle properties in real life applications. The angle of inclination, the angle formed by a line with the horizontal axis. The angle formed line with the horizontal axis. It is helpful. It is useful in slope calculation, construction and interpreting tangent of the angle. Slope and trigonometry. Slope of a line equal to tan theta. R theta is the angle of inclination. They connect to coordinate geometry and trigonometry in solving linear problems.
Inverse trigonometric function composition, the function like sin or cos or tan or cos produce value using fundamental identities. Applied in advanced problem solving. The height and distance problem, the applied in trigonometric calculations and inaccessible height or distance using angle of elevations, depressions or survey measures using right triangle and ratios. Solved on right triangle. The law of sines, law of cosines and the area formula applied to find unknown sides and the angle of oblique triangle. The trigonometric form of complex multiplications. The multiplying two complex number in trigonometric forms the multiple magnitude and add angles. The simplify calculations and in essential in advanced algebraic applications. And the trigonometric form of complex divisions. The dividing complex number involves divide magnitude and subtraction angles. Subtraction angles use solving high level problems in trigonometry.
A equal to area under polar curve combination. A equal to 1 by 2 r into theta the whole square d theta. Generalized area calculation defined polar coordinates. Derivative exponential minus log combinations. D by dx x power x equal to x power x into 1 plus log n. Demonstrated advanced calculation in polar coordinates. The derivatives under polar coordinates. D by dx equal to sin hs into cos hs. D by dx x power x equal to x power x into x power x equal to d by dx sin hs by cos hs. Applied in calculus physics and engineering formula. Applications of kinematics, velocity, acceleration and displacement, displacement in derivatives and integral for positive functions and position calculation in position positive motions.
Matrix is a rectangular array of numbers, symbol or expression in rows, expression arrangement rows and columns used to represent linear equation, transmission of data and mathematics. Order of matrix refer to its dimension written as m into n, where m is the number of row and n is the number of column. Row matrix is a matrix with a single row and multiple columns is called row matrix, used to represent a vector or single linear equation in a matrix form. Column matrix. A matrix is single column or multiple rows frequently is called column matrix. Frequently used to replace the vector in a vector form. Square matrix. A matrix with the equal number of rows and columns is called square matrix. Importance for determination, equal values and matrix operation.
Lower triangular matrix, square matrix in which all elements above the main diagonal are zero. Importance in LU decomposition and matrix factorizations. Transpose of a matrix obtained by translating its row and column denoted by A transpose, widely used in symmetric, orthogonal and linear algebra operations. Symmetric matrix, a square matrix that equals its transpose A equal to A transpose. Crucial in quadratic forms, eigenvalue problems and physics applications. Q-symmetric matrix, square matrix satisfying A transpose equal to minus A. Appears diagonal integers are always zero. Appears in physics rotation and symmetry transformation. Trace of a matrix and sum of diagonal element of a square matrix denoted trace A. Importance in linear algebra, eigenvalue analysis and quantum mechanics.
Diagonalizable matrix. Matrix A is the divisible invertible such P inverse simplifies computations, powers and exponential of matrices. Orthogonal matrix. Square matrix Q satisfying Q transpose Q equal to transpose equal to I preserves length and angle used in reflection, compression and idempotent matrix. Matrix A satisfying A square equal to A appears in projection operation and linear algebra application. Nilpotent matrix. Matrix N satisfying N square equal to P equal to appears in advanced algebra and linear algebra matrix. Permutation matrix. Square matrix obtained in permuting rows in identical matrix used in representing as row swaps and linear transformation. Law of sines for circumcircle expresses ratio of side to sine of opposite
into a classes, it is simple and direct analysis.
Representation of wave function y is equal to a cos kx minus omega t plus a represents the traveling wave. Trigonometric displacement travels over space and time. Representation of trigonometric series representation function expanded with sine and cosine series. Fourier application in physics, signal processing and engineering. Solving a triangle using area formula. Area is equal to 1 by 2 ab sin c, or Heron's formula with the sign allows to find the unknown sides and angles of a triangle. Trigonometry in astronomy, distance between celestial bodies, angle of elevation and parallax using calculation of parallax using ratios and identities, trigonometric ratios and identities, comprehensive application of trigonometry. Trigonometry solves problems in physics, engineering, architecture, navigation, astronomy and daily life using ratios, identities, graphs, angles and functions effectively.
Higher derivative, second third higher derivative measures rate of change of derivative themselves using acceleration and concavity and correlation analysis of function. Partial derivative measure rate of change of multivariable function with respect to one variable, keeping others constant association in multivariable calculus and optimization. Product rule, the product derivative of product of two functions is given by u dash v plus uv dash association and differentiating product efficiently and solving complex derivative problems. Quotient rule, the derivative of a quotient of a two function is given by u dash v plus uv dash minus uv dash divided by v square, and simplifies calculation and association and solving rational function derivative. Chain rule differentiates composite function, static derivative of g of f of x, s f dash of g of x dot g dash of x is crucial for differentiating nested function in calculus.
Angle between two lines is determined using their direction, cosines, reference, pattern, orientation. Angle between two lines, the angle between lines is calculated using the normal vector, essential in geometry and physics. The equation of line in vector form, a line can be expressed as r vector equal to a vector plus lambda b vector, combining position and direction vector. And the equation of plane in vector form, a plane can be expressed as r vector dot n vector equal to d using normal vector and constant. The shortest distance between q lines. The shortest distance between q lines is computed using normal vector method and representing minimal separation. So prime polynomial with no common factor. The HCF is only used in division. Important concept. Divisor expression that division another given remainder 0. Used in polynomial division. Important factor theorem. Divisor expression to be a division often inside division. Used in polynomial division, part of the algebraic quadrant. Remainder result of a division appear inside of the division. Used in polynomial division. Algebraic concept, leftover part of the division, degree less than division. Used in remainder theorem, appear inside algebraic.
Independent event have outcomes unaffected by each other with product probability is equal to the product of the probabilities. Mutually exclusion event cannot occur simultaneously with the intersection the probability 0. Law of total probability. This law expression of probability of a event as sum of a conditional probability occurs partitional. A discrete random variable takes countable value modeled by distribution like binomial. Continuous random variable takes infinitely many value within interval modeled by distribution like normal.
Probability of event is measured as how likely an event is occurs. It is calculated as the ratio of favorable outcome to ratio of total equally likely outcome. Impossible event is event that cannot occur in any situation. The probability of such an event is always 0. Certain event is event that guaranteed to occur in every tail of the experiment. Its probability of occurring is always equal to 1. Complement of event consists of all outcomes in which the event does not occur. The sum of the probability of event and its complement is always 1. Equally like outcomes are said to be equally like when each outcome of a random experiment has the same chance of occurring, such as in a tossing of pair coin.
Determinants of the quadratic equation. The equation like the sin x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This all using the substitution identities and factorization. The transaction was the quadratic expression. The quadratic expression. The complex the express solving using the algebraic action manipulation. The heights in mathematics. The applications showing the angle of elevation depression and the trigonometric user determining inassumptions and heights in mathematics. The trigonometric navigation. The determining the distant portion, the bearing portions and the involves in a sine question and the tangent uses are fundamental in the statistics and applications. The angular rotation and the polar coordinates. The polar coordinate theta represents the rotation from a user in the coordination transmission and the vector analysis.
Modulus of z1 plus z2 less than or is equal to modulus of z1 plus modulus of z2. Modulus of z1 minus z2 greater than or is equal to modulus of modulus z1 minus z2. Root a plus ib is equal to plus or minus root modulus of z plus a divided by 2 plus ib divided by modulus of b. Modulus of b z modulus of z minus a divided by 2 polar number of complex number z is equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta. Argument of z1 plus z1 z2 is equal to argument of z1 plus argument of z2. Argument of z1 by z2 is equal to argument of z1 minus argument of z2. Argument of z2 e power I theta equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. Cos theta plus sin theta power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. Cos theta minus sin theta power n cos equal to cos n theta minus sin n theta.
Cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to I sin theta is equal to cos square minus I sin n theta. Cos square n theta is equal to minus I sin theta minus sin theta is equal to cos square theta minus I sin theta is equal to n theta. Sin square theta plus minus I cos theta is equal to I sin square minus I n theta. Cube root of unity. Z 1 by n is equal to r 1 by n 1 by r by 1 by n is equal to 2 k by
2 theta k pi divided by n equal to sin 2 theta k divided by n is equal to 1 divided by k is equal to 0 1 2 cube root of unity 1 plus omega plus omega is equal to 0 1 plus omega is equal to 1 omega plus omega is equal to minus 1 omega plus omega cube is equal to 1.
Power 1 power minus equal to I I square equal to minus 1 I square equal to minus 1 I cube equal to I equal to I cube equal to minus 1 I 4 equal to 1 I 4 n equal to 1 I omega I square root of
opening interval end point not included written using parentheses. Example A, B used in algebra. Closed interval end point included written using bracket. Example A, B used in solution set graph of opening interval. One end include, other end exclude. Written example A, B used in inequalities. Graphical solution shown using graph. Used in inequalities helps in representation. And set builder form describe set using rule. Uses in condition format. Compared representation used in function.
Relation if A, B and B, C, then A, C chain property, but relation using logical equivalential classes. The group of related element based on equation relation. The elements are similarly used in algebra. Partial order relation, the relation that is defective, it is anti-symmetric, it is transitive used in ordering. Anti-symmetric relation if A, B and B, A is then A, B and important property used in partial ordering algebra concept. The greatest common divisor, large number dividing both, also called HCF, used in factorization, important organization.
Zero matrix is a identity and identity of the centralization of all of the elements are zero, and the diagonal matrix enters into identity non-diagonal matrix and simplifications of the diagonal matrix in the linear transformation and linear algebra matrix. Identity matrix is a identity matrix in that all the diagonal matrices are 0, in which all the diagonal matrices are 0. In one of the diagonal matrix is 0 in linear transformations and linear transformation and matrix calculation.
Constant function absolute value can be determined and also f of x equal to x also used in function modulus function to absolute value f of x equal to modulus of x used in function sin of function to show the sign of number the values are -1 0 1 this is shaped used in inequalities greatest integer function and to give the greatest value less than or equal to x also close to floors number it is written as x used in function least integer function to give the least integer f of x equal greater than or equal to x also called scaling function written as x is used in mathematics.
Classical property is defined as the ratio of the number of favorable outcome to the total number of equally likely outcome. Equally likely event or even the same chance occur in the each outcome as an equally property. Impossible event is that cannot occur in the random experiment. The probability is 0. Probability is 0. The certain event is event that away occurs in the random experiment. Complement event is an event that have event occur in the event q that q occurs does not experiment. Its properties complement is 1.
empty set is activated under called I'll set 10 as an all using any so I'll set you set just figure out set using any Baba set also called set Baba set upset is under all set subset you under all set we are means that international subject using any function proper set upset in article to set user bar container element written as proper using any function other set at all subset number of subset to power using in a very important concept. Thank you, ma'am.
Is a set of all point in this is a set of all point is equal to the equation of a circle. Represent who distance from a U1 center is equal to for fixed radius. Hyperbola is a set of all points. Parabola is a set of all. Parabola is a set of points in a plane Yeah. Set of point P of plane. Scenario. Plane is a distance from your point is focus. Car. Focus. Focus and is a fixed straight line. Fixed straight line called directrix. Hyperbola is a set. Hyperbola is a set of point and in a plane. Set of all plane in a plane. 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 Subtract the sum of distance from a fixed to point difference of 2.3 fixed points two fixed points for fixed for 2 points
addition. A sum of two matrices same order are obtained by adding corresponding elements. Operation is by nominative or associative. Forms basic linear algebra computations. Matrix subtractions. Order corresponding column. Negative matrix, scalar multiplications of matrix, multiplying every element of a matrix by a scalar, affect magnitude without changing structures, used in a linear transformation and scaling operations, matrix multiplications, product of two matrices A and B, defined if column of A equal to row of B, produces new matrices, representation composition of linear transformations.
Laplace expansion, another term for cofactor expansion, allows determinant computation efficiently for large matrices. Matrix rank by row reduction. Rank reduced by matrix to echelon form. Number of non-zero rows equals rank. Matrix rank by minus. Largest order of non-zero determinant minor determines rank. Alternative method for rank calculation, orthogonal complement. Set of vectors orthogonal to all vectors in a given subspace used in vector spaces and projections. Gram-Schmidt process, procedure to convert linearly independent vectors into orthonormal vector. Generates vector basis in generates orthonormal basis in vector space.
Least common multiple, smallest multiple common to both. Used in fraction expression is similar. Important in algebra. Important in algebra, helps in simplifications, expands, algebraic fraction with algebraic terms, variables appear in numerator or denominator cannot be zero, used in expression, simplification, process of making expression similar. Process of making expression similar, used in algebraic rules. Expansion, writing product has some
used in variables. Simplifications. Substitution. Substitution. Substitution variable replacing with values used to find result. Common evaluation. Common evaluation. Basic algebra method.
Linear function, the function of a given graph is a straight line that gender form ax plus b using in a coordinate function. The coordinate function, the function of a degree 2. The graph is a parabola, gender form of ax square plus bx plus c using in a application. The polynomial function, the function defined by a polynomial. Domain is a real number. The conjugate function using in a modulus. The even function f of minus x is equal to f of x. Graph is symmetric about y-axis. For example, x square important in a graph. Order function f of minus x is equal to minus f of x. Graph is symmetric about orient. Example, x cube used in a analysis.
Circle is a set of all points in a plane that are at a constant distance from a fixed point. Center of called the center. Equation of a circle. Repeat U distance from a U distance from a given center is equal to fixed areas expressed using coordinates and algebraic terms. Parabola is a set of points in a plane equidistant from ellipse is a set of all points in a such that the sum of distance from a two fixed point called focus is constant. Hyperbola is a set of points in a such that the sum of observed difference from two focus is constant.
Area of a triangle. Area is 1 by 2 into base into height. Perimeter of a triangle. Sum of the length of the sides of a triangle. Surface area. The total area surface of a 3D object occupies. Volume. The amount of space inside a 3D object. Cube. A 3D shape.
to pi r.
Midpoint theorem, a line join the midpoint of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side. Properties of parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal and parallel and opposite angle are equal. Properties of rectangle. All angle are 90 degree and opposite sides are equal and parallel. Properties of square. All sides are equal and all angle are 90 degree. Properties of rhombus. All sides are equal but angle are not 90 degree. The properties of trapezium, one pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel. Properties of two pairs of adjacent sides are equal. Polio interior angle, the sum of the interior angle of the to WH, where LW and H are length, width and height. Volume of the cuboid, L into W into H, where LW and H are length, width and height. Surface area of the sphere, 4 by R square, where R is the radius. Volume of the sphere, 4 by 3 pi R cube, where R is the radius. Volume of the cone, 1 by pi R plus L, where R is the radius and L is the slant height. Volume of the cone, 1 by 3 pi R cube, where R is the radius and H is the height. Surface area of the cylinder, 2 by R plus L H, where R is the radius and H is the height. Volume of the cylinder, pi R square H, where R is the radius and H is the height. Circle, a set of points that are all fixed distance to the center. Radius, the distance from the center to any point of the circle. Diameter, distance across the circle through each center equal to twice the radius. Twice the radius. Circumference, perimeter of a circle. Perimeter of a circle equal to 2 by r. The area of circle, a space enclosed by a circle equal to by r square. Equal to by r square. Tangent, a line that touches the circle at exactly one point. Secant, a line that intersect the circle at 2 points. Chord, a line segment joining 2 points on a circle. Arc, a part of the circumference of a circle. Sector, a part of the circle enclosed by a 2 radii and the arc between them. Segment, a part of the circle enclosed by a chord and the arc between its endpoints. Thank you.
Lines are shapes for that infinity in both the directions. The sum of the angle is measured in a point. There are various types of such as parallel, particular, and distinct lines. Angles are measured in degrees.
The sum of the angle is around a 180 degree. The sum of the point is 360 degree. Supplementary angle add up to 90 degree. Complementary angle add up to 180 degree. Cos equal to infinity. Cos 0, 90 degree equal to 1.
Polynomials are algebraic expressions consisting of variables and coefficients. They include terms that are added, subtracted, and or multiplied. The degree of polynomial is highest power of its variable. A monomial is a polynomial with one term, example 5x square. A binomial is a polynomial with two term, example 2x square plus 3x cube. A trinomial is a polynomial with three terms, example x cube plus 2x square minus plus x. Polynomials are classified based on their degree, such as linear, quadratic, and cubic. They can be added, subtracted, multiplied, and divided. The root of a polynomial is a value of variable that makes the polynomial equal to 0. Example, 2x cube plus 3x square minus x plus 1 is a polynomial with degree of 3.
Coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry studies the position. Coordinate geometry studies the position of point on a plane using the coordinate system. The Cartesian coordinate system are used here: horizontal x-axis and vertical y-axis. The points are represented ordered as x and y. The distance between two points calculated as distance formula. The midpoint of a line segment found using the midpoint formula. The slope of a line is measured in represented direction. The slope of a right and intercept form of y is equal to mx plus c. Parallel lines have equal slope and perpendicular line have negatively reciprocal slope. Coordinate geometry. The coordinate geometry help graphing equation analyzing the geometrical shape. Example: the distance between the point 1, 2 and 4, 6 the calculated as root of 4 minus 1 square plus 6 minus 2 square is equal to root of 9 plus 16 is equal to 5.
Zero of a polynomial. The zero of a polynomial is the value of the variable that makes the polynomial equal to 0. It is also known as the root of the polynomial. Finding zeros of a polynomial is crucial for solving polynomial equations. A polynomial can have multiple zeros. Degree of the polynomial indicates the maximum number of zeros it can have. Zero of a polynomial are the points where its graph intersects the max x-axis. They help in factoring the polynomial and solving polynomial and solving related problems. Zeros are used in various applications like physics, engineering and economics. The sum and product of zeros are related to the coefficients of the polynomial. The example, for the polynomial x square minus 5x plus 6, the zeros are 2 and 3 because 5x minus 2, x minus 3 equal to 0. The fact of the theorem stated the factor theorem states x minus a is a factor of the polynomial p of x if and only if p of a equal to 0. It is special case of the remainder theorem. The factor theorem helps in finding the factor of polynomial. It is used to determine the roots of a polynomial equation. If a is a root of p of x, then x minus a is a factor of p of x. The theorem simplifies the process of polynomial factorization. It is useful in solving polynomial equations. The factor theorem aids in breaking down complex polynomials into similar factors. The essential for understanding the relationship between zeros and factors of polynomials. Example, for the polynomials p of x equal x cube minus 6x square plus 11x minus 6, x minus 1 is a factor because p of 1 equal to 0.
The remainder theorem states that if a polynomial px is divided by x minus a, the remainder is px. It helps in finding the remainder without performing long division. The theorem is used to evaluate polynomial efficiently. It simplifies the process of polynomial division. The remainder theorem is related to factor theorem. If pa equal to 0, then the x minus a is a factor of px. The theorem is useful for solving polynomial equations. It helps in determining whether a given value is a root of the polynomial. The remainder theorem is applied in algebra and calculus. Example, for the polynomial px equal to x cube minus 4x square plus 6x minus 5. The remainder when divided by x minus 2 is p2 equal to 2 cube minus 4 square plus 6 minus 5 equal to 8 minus 16 plus 12 minus 5 equal to minus 1.
Irrational numbers are numbers that cannot be expressed as simple fractions. They have non-terminating, non-repeating decimal explanation. Example, include by and root. Irrational numbers cannot be written as a ratio of two integers. They are subset of real number. The sum or product of a rational and an irrational number is always irrational. The sum or product of two irrational numbers is always irrational. Cos 0 degree equal to 0, sin 0 degree equal to 0p.
Angles are squares of between two intersecting lines. Acute angle greater than 90 degree. Right angle equal to 90 degree. Acute angle greater than 90 degree. Back lesser than 180 degree. Complementary angle add up to 90 degree. Supplementary angle add up to 180 degree.
degree equal to 0, sin 180 degree equal to 0, sin 360 degree equal to 0, cos 0 degree equal to 1, cos 90 degree equal to 0, tan 0 degree equal to 0, tan 45 degree equal to 1, tan 0 degree 90 degree equal to infinity, cos 0 degree equal to infinity, cot 45 degree equal to 1.
Theorem 9.1 states that the angle subtended by an arc at the center of circle is twice the angle subtended in the remaining part of the circle. Theorem 9.7 states that the angle subtended by an arc at the center of circle is twice the angle subtended in the remaining part of the circle. This theorem helps in understanding the relationship between angles in a circle. It applies to works and their corresponding angle at the center and the circumference. If angle AB is the angle at the center and angle AC is the angle at the circumference, then angle AB equal to angle AC. This property is used to solve geometry problems involving circle. It is useful in relief applications like designing circular tracks and wheels. The theorem helps in understanding the relationship between angles in a circle. Mastering theorem 9.7 enhances problem solving skills in geometry. Thank you.
Frequency polygons are used to represent data graphically. They show the distribution data in a clear. We plot frequency polygons. Frequency polygons are used to represent data graphically. They show the distribution data in a clear. We plot the represent data graphically. Yeah, x-axis represent the class interviews. Yeah, y-axis represent the class interviews. Point out wrote at the minute point of each class. The point of comparison data in a clear views.
The cyclic coordinate is a four-sided polygon where are vertical lines, single circle, the circle is called circumcircle. The opposite angle of a cyclic coordinate added up to 180 degree. This property is known as a cyclic property of a cyclic coordinate. The cyclic coordinate can be inscribed in a circle. The exterior angle of the cyclic coordinate is equal to interior opposite angle. Plot my theorem applied to cyclic coordinate. Plot my theorem side length and diagonal in a cyclic coordinate. Cyclic coordinate is used to geometrical proof and construction. Example in a cyclic coordinate, angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Histogram are a type of bar graph used to represent data that helps for the frequency distribution of data set. X-axis represents the class interval or bin. Y-axis represents the frequency of point within each bar in bin. Each bar in histogram represents class interval or bars are placed adjacent with no gap. Each histogram helps to visualize the shape of bar identifying. They are useful for identifying pattern and outliers in data. Thank you.
Parallel lines are now understood and remain equal stand. They are the same slope in a coordinate plane. Parallel lines are denoted by the symbol. The angle between parallel lines and a transversal are all equal or supplementary. Corresponding angle are formed by a transversal are equal. Thank you. Number 4. Alternate interior angle are equal when parallel lines are intersected by a transversal. Alternate exterior angles are also equal. Consecutive interior angles are parallel lines are used in various geometry and construction and proof. Example, if line L1 is parallel to line L2 and a transversal cut them, then the corresponding angle are equal, such as angle 1 is equal to angle 2.
Orthograph is congruent with triangle. Orthograph is congruent stand for right angle hypotenuse. So two right angle triangle are congruent if the hypotenuse one corresponds to equal. In orthograph is congruent both right angle. The hypotenuse is opposite right angle, equal side and one equal side into the triangle identical. All of this congruence helps to geometry same in right angle triangle. It uses this reference to the triangle congruent based on side and angle. All of the criteria specific to right angle triangle. Congruent triangle converted to equal measure. Example triangle ABC and triangle DE by all of this criterion. If example triangle ABC and triangle DE for right angle B and E and respectively A equal to any H equal D of, then triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DE by all of this criterion. S21 is equal to A, R21 minus 1, R minus 1. S22 is equal to A, R22 minus 1, R minus 1. S23 is equal to A, R23 minus 1, R minus 1. S24 is equal to A, R23 minus 1, R minus 1. S24 is equal to A, R24 minus 1, R minus 1. S25 is equal to A, R25 minus 1, R minus 1. S linear polynomial whose degree is 1, 0 polynomial, a polynomial whose all coefficients are 0, remainder theorem, a polynomial fx is divided by x minus a, then the remainder is fa, be a quadratic polynomial, a polynomial whose degree is 4. Polynomial equation if px equal to 0 is called polynomial equation. Zeros of polynomial, the value of variable which given expression is 0. Leading term, the highest degree term in the expression. Leading coefficient, the coefficient of leading term. Monic polynomial, a polynomial whose leading coefficient is 1. pure quadratic equation a square plus c equal to 0, a not equal to 0. Thank you.
T7 equal to a minus T7 equal to a minus 6d and T8 equal T7 equal to a minus 8d, T8 equal to a minus 7d, T9 equal to a minus 8d, T10 equal to a minus 9d, T11 equal to a minus 12d, T14 equal to a minus 13d, T15 equal to a minus 15d, T16 equal to a minus T16 equal to a minus 15d. And T7 equal to a minus 6d, T8 equal to a minus 7d, and T9 equal to a minus 8d, and T10 equal to a minus 9d, and
Okay, so again the same sequence. I cannot accept this. Can you call that, sir? How many are there? Can you give me your sheet? So it's the same one. I cannot accept this. It's like sequencing, right? Yes, please kindly check. Yes, please. Sure, sure.
Property sharing ratio improvement to time.
This is his sheet. Profit sharing ratio, you say?
Sure, sir.
Wait, the case number is why is it not filled? So before entering this room, you should make sure the name and the number is there. It doesn't make sense. Okay, we have to carry that with them, right?
Okay. Okay.
Where is this old sheet there? Yeah, but still you should give the whole paper only. And make sure this does not repeat, okay? For any faculty in this function, we will consider in otherwise case, but this cannot be considered. No, it's okay. I'm just letting you know because it's just like you and other part is unique, right? Exactly for that it works. Every is completely unique. See, it cannot be
Property sharing ratio investment to time into time. Second one. Ratio of angle equal to angle measuring. Third one. Ratio form A divided by B A by B. Thank you. AM of ABC equal to A plus B plus C by 3. AM of x1, x2, x3, x4 equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 by 4. If A1, A2, A3, AN or NAM between AN. A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus AN equal to N into A plus B by 2. A1, A2, A3, AN, B in AP. Then D equal to B minus A by N plus 1. In an AP Tn equal to AN plus B then. Common difference D.
equal to A. In an AP, A is the first term and D is the common difference. T2 equal to A plus T3 equal to A plus 2D. Number of non-empty proper subsets is equal to A is equal to 2n of minus 2. A minus B is equal to A intersection B dash. B minus A is equal to B intersection A dash. A minus B union B is equal to A union B. A union B minus A is equal to A union B. A union B. A minus B intersection B is equal to empty set. A intersection B minus A is equal to empty set. A x1 y1 B x2 y2 are be a 2 points. AB is equal to square x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. AB is equal to square different x minus coordinates whole square plus different y minus coordinates whole squares. AB is A x1 y1 B x2 y2 C x3 y3 are 3 if colonial AB plus BC plus CA.
Number line. A line on which number represented at equal interval is called number line. Factor. A number or expression that divides another number or expression exactly is called factor. Prime factorization. Expressing a number as a product of its prime factor is called prime factorization. Multiple. A number obtained by multiplying a given number by an integer is called multiple. LCM. The least common multiple of two or more number is called LCM. HCF. Highest common factor of two or more number is called HCF. Suits. A non-perfect square under the root is called suit. Like suit. Suits having same radicand are called unlike suits. Unlike suits. Suits with different radicand are called unlike suits. Rationalizing denominator. Converting a denominator into rational number is called rationalizing denominator.
Plus C whole square minus A square plus B square plus C square equal to into AB plus BC plus CA. A square plus B square plus C square equal to A 2 into AB plus BC plus CA equal to A square plus B square plus C square. A square minus B square equal to A plus B into A minus B. A square minus B square equal to divide into A plus B equal to A minus B. A square minus B square divided into A minus B equal to A plus B. A plus B cube equal to A cube plus B cube plus 3A square B plus 3A square. A plus B cube equal to A cube plus B cube plus 3AB into A plus B. A cube plus B cube equal to A plus B cube minus 3AB into A plus B. A cube plus B cube equal to A plus B into A square plus B square minus AB. A cube plus B cube divided into A plus B equal to A square plus B square minus AB. A power minus 1 is equal to 1 by A. A power minus n is equal to 1 by A power minus n. A power 0 is equal to 1. A power m whole square n is equal to A power mn. AB whole square m is equal to
whole square m is equal to a power m into b power m. A by b whole square m is equal to a power m by b power m. Nth root of ab is equal to nth root of a into nth root of b. A power 1 by n is equal to nth root of a. Log a plus log b is equal to log of ab. Log a minus log b is equal to log of a by b.
What is AB to the power n? AB to the power n.
A power m by b power m.
By
b power m.
Tell again.
A power m by b power m.
Not by, it's into. What is AM to the power n?
A power m.
Anything to the power 0 is equal to
1.
anything to the power 1.
1.
Anything to the power 1. Anything. X to the power 1 is x. Y to the power 1 is y. So I'm saying anything to the power 1. Anything. Correct? How can it be 1? Anything to the power 0 is 1. Right? Okay.
Volume of a cylinder equal to pi r square h, LHC of cone equal to pi r I, THC of cone equal to pi r I plus r, volume of a cone equal to 1 by 3 pi r square h, LHC of sphere equal to 4 pi r square, THC of sphere equal to 4 pi r square, volume of a sphere equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube, LHC of hemisphere equal to 2 pi r square, THC of hemisphere equal to 3 pi r square, volume of a hemisphere equal to 2 by 3 pi r cube.
Real number or rational number and irregular number together is called real number. Absolute value. The distance of a number from 0 on the number line is called absolute value. Square number. A number obtained by multiplying by itself is called square number. Square root. A number whose square is a given number is called square root. Cube number. Cube number. A number obtained by multiplying by itself is called cube number. Cube root. A number whose cube is a given number is called cube root. Prime number. A number greater than 1 that has only 2 factors is called prime number. Composite number. A number greater than 1 with more than 2 factors is called composite number. Even number. A number divisible by 2 is called even number. Odd number. A number not divisible by 2 is called odd number.
LS of prism is equal to perimeter of base into height. TS of prism is equal to 2 into base plus perimeter of base into height. Volume of prism is equal to base area into height. LS of pyramid is equal to 1 by 2 into perimeter of base into slant height. TS of pyramid is equal to base area plus 1 by 2 into perimeter of base into slant height. Volume of pyramid is equal to 1 by 2 into base area into height. If B is equal to area of triangular, volume of triangular pyramid is equal to 1 by 3 length into breadth. If B is equal to area of square, volume of square pyramid is equal to 1 by 3 B square H. Volume of rectangular pyramid is equal to 1 by 3 length into breadth into height. LHC of cuboid is equal to
B is not breadth, it's area. B is a variable considered for area here. It's not breadth. You're talking about triangular pyramid, right? So volume of pyramid equal to 1/3 into B into H, where B is area of the triangle. The triangle entire area is not breadth. Okay? If you are considering it as a breadth, all the formulas are incorrect. So B is equal to
If B is equal to area of triangle, if B is equal to area of triangle, 1 by 3, volume of triangular pyramid is equal to 1 by 3 length into area of triangle, if B is equal to area of square, volume of square pyramid is equal to 1 by 3 length into area of triangle. Square.
Volume has 3 units, right? Volume has 3 units. Square has 3 units. So it has to be with the B square. Area square and it has another dimension height. So that makes it 3 units. Understandable?
LS of cuboid is equal to 2h length plus area of triangle.
Okay.
If divisible by both 2 1. If divisible by both 2 1 to 3. It is the last 2-digit number or multiplier of 4. It is unit digit is 0 or 5. It is divisible by both 2 1 to 3. It is the last 3-digit number multiplier of 8. It is the sum of digit divisible by 9. The sum of integers is always an integers. Changing the integers order pairs of does not change their sums. Changing the group of integers does not change their sums. 0 is an added identity. Every integer has opposite number that makes sum is 0.
Area of rectangle equal to L into B. Perimeter of a triangle equal to 2 into L plus B. Area of square equal to A square. Perimeter of a square equal to 4 into sides. Area of circle equal to pi r square. Perimeter of circumference of a circle equal to 2 pi r.
What is pi? You say 2 pi r, right? What is pi? What is the value of pi?
I'm 2.
2. What is the value of pi? Go out, ask your friends, come in 1 minute and answer, okay?
Sin 270 degree equal to -1. Sin 360 degree equal to 0. Cos 0 degree equal to 1. Cos 30 degree equal to root 3 by 2. Cos 45 degree equal to 1 by root 2. Cos 90 degree equal to 0. Cos 180 degree equal to -1. Cos 270 degree equal to 0. Cos 360 degree equal to 1. Cos 60 degree equal to 1 by 2.
Euclid axiom, four things which coincide with one another are equal to one another. Euclid axiom 5, the whole is greater than the part. Euclid axiom 6, things which double of the same things are equal to one another. Euclid axiom 7, things which are all of the same things are equal to one another. Euclid axiom 8, magnitude that can be superimposed on each other are equal. Symmetry of vigorous line if it can be folded into equal levels. Lines of symmetry of rhombus, no. 2. Line of symmetry of parallelogram, no. Line of symmetry of isosceles trapezium. 1 line of symmetry. Line of symmetry of kit. 1 line of symmetry.
A cube plus B cube divided by A square plus B square minus AB is equal to A plus B. A cube plus B cube divided by A plus B into A square plus B square minus AB is equal to 1. A minus B whole cube is equal to A cube minus B cube minus 3A square B plus 3AB square. A minus B whole cube is equal to A cube minus B cube minus 3AB A minus B. A cube minus B cube minus is equal to A minus B whole cube plus 3AB A minus B. A cube minus B cube is equal to A minus B into A square plus B square plus AB. A cube minus B cube divided by A minus B is equal to A square plus B square plus AB. A cube minus B cube divided by A square plus B square plus AB is equal to A minus B. A cube minus B cube divided by A minus B into A square plus B square plus AB is equal to 1. A cube plus B cube plus C cube minus 3ABC is equal to A plus B plus C into A square plus B square plus C square minus AB minus BC minus CA.
Cot 30 degree equal to root 3, cot 45 degree equal to 2, cot 60 degree equal to 1 by root 3, cot 90 degree equal to 0, secant 0 degree equal to 1, secant 30 degree equal to 2 by root 3, secant 45 degree equal to root 2, secant 60 degree equal to 2, secant 90 degree equal to infinity, cosecant 0 degree equal to infinity.
P of A equal to N of A, P of A equal to N of A, N of A by N of S, P of A plus bar P of A equal to 1, A plus B whole square equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB. N of A union